You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I got some big news for you about Sharon Newman's love life. Looks like she may soon be swapping studs, and we've got all the scoop for you. But before we unpack this, please click subscribe so you don't miss any updates about the CBS soap opera. All right, so on the Friday, January 5th episode of Young and the Restless, it is solely devoted to Sharon Newman. All but the last few minutes of the episode are Sharon having a dream. So before the dream starts, she's working alone at Crimson Light. She closes up. It looks to be after New Year's Day in Genoa City. And she locks up, sits down at the table, and nods off. So she has all these scenes with a bunch of different people. I'm not going to go into all of them with you. But the overarching thread that kind of runs through all of them is what happened to her and Nick Newman, why their love didn't last, are they soulmates or not, and why she doesn't think it can ever work again. So in her dream, Summer Newman is with Chance Chancellor. And as a matter of fact, Summer and Chance announce in the dream that they're getting married. And Sharon has exciting business things going on. There's a merger with her Cameron Kirsten company and Chancellor Winners. Billy's in the dream, Nick's in the dream, Summer, Chance, Phyllis, other people. So in the dream, she is reminded of Phyllis always messing things up between her and Nick Newman. That includes when Cassie died and she needed Nick the most and Phyllis stole him away. There's a funny little scene where they're kind of reenacting like it's a play, Phyllis and Billy. The whole deal where Sharon dumped Nick at the altar and revealed she knew that he had slept with Phyllis, and then Billy immediately dumped Phyllis like 10 minutes after he had proposed to her. So that was kind of a fun little homage. In the end, in this dream, several people encouraged Sharon to let go of the past, let bygones be bygones, and try again with Nick to fall back in love, because a lot of people think he's the man she's meant to be with. Even Adam had scenes in her dreams saying that the two of them, Adam and Sharon, were not ever really a thing. He was just a distraction because Nick was her destiny. Already, it was a really rough week, not in dream time, but in real Genoa City time for Sharon and Chance. She was low-key bickering with Summer, who definitely has feelings for Chance, and then Sharon flat out lied to Chance when he asked about what the two ladies were discussing. And then Sharon kept prodding him about whether he'd go out with Summer if he were single. And Chance accused her of saying that it sounds like she's trying to justify breaking up with him. She said that wasn't true, but was like 2 episodes later, it's definitely true. So she wakes up from this dream and Sharon Newman has made up her mind. So Chance stops by. He actually wakes her up. And they talk about them as a couple being casual. And she says she knows that he wants to fall in love. And he says, yeah, that could happen for us. But Sharon's not feeling it. And she says love's not on her mind right now. I mean, not with him anyway. And she says she will never be the woman of his dreams and he deserves better. And then Sharon flat out tells Chance she sees no future for them. Right after he said he sees a future with her, she's like, I don't. So she calls it quits with him. He kisses her goodbye, and then Chance leaves Crimson Lights. That's on Friday's episode. Lots more of this going on next week. Fallout, things like that. But meanwhile, while Chance and Sharon are breaking up, over at the GCAC, Nick runs into Summer, and they start talking about Sharon. And of course, this is all groundwork for reunion stuff. So his daughter asks Nick, where did things go wrong with you and Sharon? And he says that he broke her heart one time too many. He cheated. He was stupid. All the things that we know are true. So going into the week of January 8th, we have Sharon single with Nick on her mind, and we have Nick single with Sharon on his mind, and Summer has Chance on her mind, and she's ready to tell him how she feels, and when she does, she's going to find out he's single too. So all of this should be Sharon and Chance done and dusted for good. But here's the thing. I don't expect Sharon to run to Nick and say, hey, let's get back together. Not at all. But bear in mind, we are just 3.5 weeks away from February sweeps. And my money is that is when Young and the Restless puts Sharon back with Nick. They may be talking and things may be building, but I don't see them having a date and definitely not hitting the sheets until February sweeps, which runs from the 1st through the 28th. So we may be getting a total Shick sweeps thing. They always want to get a lot of bang for their buck in sweeps. So definitely Sharon Nick sweeps 2024, calling that shot now. I mean, there's no other reason to clear Chance off her plate other than to make room for a huge hot serving of naughty Nick Newman, and just in time. So I have said many times lately that I'm sick of Nick's pouting and scowling, and I think Sharon's just the person to turn his frown upside down, make him forget that little fling with Sally, his petty jealousy of Adam, and get into a mature, loving romance with Sharon. Maybe they can make it work this time, if Phyllis Summers will leave them alone. The good news is Red is busy trying to ruin Christine and Danny's reunion, so maybe she'll be too tuckered out, pun intended, to tangle with Sharon and Nick's reunion that I suspect is coming. Of course, it'd be a little awkward if Nick and Summer plan a father-daughter double date with Sharon and Chance along with them, Sharon with Nick and Summer with Chance. But, you know, that would probably be pretty fun to watch, actually. So real quick, just to tell you why that I'm all for a Sharon and Nick reunion, I got 5 reasons for you. Number 1, they could be their generation's Victor and Nikki. Instead of substance abuse, Sharon has had mental health issues, but Victor and Nikki have evolved into a loving, stable, mature, and very understanding romance that is couple goals, right? I could see Sharon and Nick turning into that type of long-term happy also. Number 2, Nick can get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside that he has when he thinks he's one-upped Adam. After all, you know, Adam had the hots for Sharon when he came back from the dead, and he pursued her for a while, but Sharon finally spurned him. So Nick can chalk this up as a win, even though Adam technically won Sally away from him. The 3rd reason, Sharon and Nick's kids that they share are going to be thrilled, Noah and Faith Newman. And of course, Sharon adores Christian Newman, so maybe that kid will show up again soon. I mean, at this point, Y&R is going to probably source him to be a middle schooler like Connor and Johnny, if we ever see him again. At this point, I feel like Nick's nanny must have custody of the kid. We literally haven't seen him in I can't even tell you how long. The 4th reason I'm all for the Shick reunion is they've always been good together, except when she was spiraling out of control emotionally or Nick couldn't keep his stick in his pants. But maybe he finally learned his lesson about not touching other ladies' bits when he's with someone. So maybe he won't cheat. And Sharon has definitely conquered her demons. So maybe this time they can make love last. 5th and finally, their families will be excited. Mariah and Tessa are definitely cheering a possible Nick Sharon reunion, or at least they were in her dream. And although in the past, Victor hasn't approved of Nick being with Sharon, after his oldest son dated Sally Spectra, I think he's probably going to change his tune about Sharon. Remember, he liked to refer to Sally's parents as carny grifters. So, you know, Sharon's definitely looking better by comparison. Even Summer's cheering for her dad to get back with Sharon, but that's so she can hook up with her ex-stepmother's now ex-boyfriend. Doesn't get much soapier than that. So what do you think? Are you ready for Shick version 8, 9, 11? I've lost track of how many times they've been together and split, but this time they actually could be endgame. All right, drop your comments below. Be sure to come back for more Hot, Young, and the Restless spoilers, and be sure to subscribe. And remember, we're here talking soap 7 days a week. And as always, this is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.